Today's adventure begins here in the Halifax waterfront, as I'm gonna be visiting the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Welcome everyone, it's Aaron James here, and thank you very much for tuning back in to another episode of AJ's Guide to Awesomeness and Beyond. As of the recording of this episode, it is Friday, March 14, 2025. And we are now approaching the tail end of winter. Next week, next Thursday to be exact, it's gonna be spring already. Flowers will begin to bloom and trees will come back to life. It's finally ending winter. Too much coldness is not good as well for the body. But for today's subject, I'm gonna be visiting the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. So go ahead and grab your curiosity paddles as you embark with me in another ocean of adventure. On the side note, there are some repairs going on that side of the waterfront. I don't know what that is, but a little construction update. You can see the last elements of a winter here, snow and a mud that is constantly melting. It's currently at 3 degrees. It's still terribly cold. Bye bye winter. Unfortunately, we'll be seeing you again next year. Finally approaching the entrance of the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Very nice facade. We have a display here of some pirates, explorer, and there's a sea creature underneath the ship. Also a tribute to the indigenous First Nation community of Nova Scotia. And there's a section here where you can gather with your family and friends. I'm now gonna enter. So upon entry from their antechamber, you're gonna be greeted by this immaculate sailing boat from Quebec. Ivory white, I would say. Amazing. Then there's a little infographic signboard here. I finally purchased my ticket. It's just around $5 plus tax. So I was told to just keep on walking. Also, there's a donation box here. Ship Model Workshop. I don't know how this works. Ship Model Workshop. What is this? Mark 9 21-inch Whitehead torpedo. Wow. Another element, another ship item. Another item here from the ship. Oh no, my mistake. This is a Sambro Lighthouse electric beacon. From kerosene to electricity. I saw on the signage, by the way, that the museum is free for public viewing, like from Tuesdays 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. But I decided to give a little support and bought some tickets instead of waiting to vlog on a Tuesday evening. There's a model ship here, nicely done. HMCS Labrador, built by Marine Industries. There's a cannon over there and a bell. And another ship here, model ship. That one is made from a cardboard, I believe. Cardboard as well. And we have a uniform of a sailor on this side. This one is the HMCS Niobe. I think I butchered the pronunciation. My apologies. That's interesting. Model ships here. This is the HMCS Rainbow. CGS Canada, Canadian Naval Pioneer. And the HMS Challenger. This is a battle scarred bell of HMS Shannon. We have a sword here. Quite a lot of model ships in this section. There's also some artworks here. Photography. Panoramic view of the waterfront. This one is a painting of the waterfront as well. Oh yeah, so this is a dockyard. Occupies much of the Halifax shoreline in both images. So it's a dockyard. Weapon systems have moved from mass barrage of firepower to precision-guided weapons. Sailor over there, bound for Europe with sealed orders. What is a convoy? Convoy is a formation of merchant ships sailing under armed escort. What's that? Stewed tomatoes and bacon, known as red lead and cap tallies, was standard fare in the small escort vessels. It was relatively easy to prepare in the galley, hot and nourishing, but not very popular. Then there's the Merchant Navy Book of Remembrance. There's some documentary footage here from the National Film Board series Canada at War, with footage shot at wartime NFB and Navy cameraman. There's also some classic stumps. The Battle of the Atlantic, presented by Canada Post on May 1, 2005. There's a bit of an animated section here of nature. There's the river, and then Some trees, leaves falling down. There's an eagle as well flying. Wonder if this is the kids' corner. Yeah, because there's an activity area here where kids or adults can draw whatever they want. Oh, it's a homage to the Mi'kmaq community. Okay, so it's okay. So now I'm entering another section of the exhibit that pertains to the Mi'kmaq community of Canada. The Indigenous First Nation. Okay, so now I'm back to the Maritime Museum. It's actually just another section, the Mi'kmaq exhibit, connected to the Maritime area, museum area. And there's an oops, I'm showing it the wrong way. There's a map here, digital map. There's some artifacts here from Vincent Coleman. Hold up the train, munition, ship on fire and making for Pier 6. Goodbye, boys. There's a little description of him. These are some of his items. There's a telegraph key, timekeeping device, pen, and his wallet. There's an anchor over there. Some fragments. Okay, so in the blast wake, fragments of Mont Blanc. Boat's name board from Mont Blanc. Entering another area of the museum that has sailboats on display. Starting with this. The International Cadet was designed with two objectives in mind: to provide a boat exclusively for young people to race and sail, and then ease of construction. There she is. Morse dinghy. This dinghy, so it's called the dinghy, first built in 1898, was a Canadian favorite. Its popularity, however, did not spread to the Maritimes until the 1950s, when Jock Jollymore of Halifax and his friend Frank Penny persuaded Bill Cox of Shelbourne to build it for sheltered water racing. It was a lively, competitive boat sailed by two people. That's a big bay. Probably another name for a sailboat, another term. More placards here. You take a screenshot, it will last longer. That's a more wide angle shot of those three digbees. These again are some artifacts that you can see around Nova Scotia. Oh, there's another activity areas for kids. They can color some artworks from the boat. Oh, you have some Moana action here. Okay, so according to a worker that I've chatted with, these are called dinghy. Some may or may not have sails, like that structure, that vertical structure. Some are just like rowboats, but you can also classify them as sailboats. So dinghy is a more specific terminology. That's like the skeleton. If you remove the woods, like the foundation is made from that one. I mean, the foundation looks like that. This one is canoe. Yep, this one is a canoe. Birch bark canoe. Multi picto canoe. Some infographics behind. Another diggy here. This one has no sail. Okay, so I was told that there's also some interesting gallery on the second floor, and I'm about to go there in a few minutes, just finishing whatever items, artifacts I can display, I can feature in this on the first floor. Like this one, the volunteer model work, ship shape and Bristol fashion. Oh, this one is interesting. The big harbor, the really real big harbor. I wonder if this is Halifax, the harbor master. Oh, look at that cute little ship over there with. Oh, all of them have like I like cars, Pixar's cars, but they are ships. Yeah, you know what I mean. Ships that have vessels that have eyes, mouth, nose. Theodore Tugboat. Ah, okay. Welcomes you to the Big Harbor. Theodore Tugboat began in 1989 as a children's television series inspired by the Halifax waterfront. Okay, so it's an actual TV show. The stories tell the adventures of Theodore and his family floating friends, the big harbor where all the boats have their own personality and role in the harbor community. Okay, so this is from a show back in 1898. My mistake, back in 1989. 1989. Now getting my steps up to the second floor. Oh, there it is. The Age of Steam. Age of Steam. Featured story, The Lacunard Line. The advent of the Age of Steam led to an era of regular, reliable transportation of cargo and revolutionized transatlantic travel. Okay, this one is amazing. Okay, so you can turn the hand wheel to see the engine operate. Right. Another model ship here, RMS Britannia. However, this one is out of order. Out of order? Some more display here. Ship items from the ship. It's a collection of bells over here. A lot of model ships here. And over here, there's a collection of hats, different hats worn during different periods in time. What's that? Cocked hat and box. And it looks heavy. More model ships here. This one is the SS Lady Rodney. This is the biggest model ship I have seen so far. Size of that. This one is the Cunard Royal Mail Streamer, Mauritania. Big this is. There's quite a lot to explore here. So if you're really in your ships, is your passion, or you just want to know the history of the maritime industry here in Canada, Nova Scotia in particular, I suggest that you visit this museum. It's worth it. This is a ship wheel of Aquitania. Another gargantuan ship model here. A famous ship. What ship is this? But it's famous according to the placard. Okay, in this area, there are some collection of lamps. The evolution of lamps was used through the 7 seas of various in various ships used by quite a plethora of sailors. Look at how the lamps have evolved through time. I'm now entering the shipwrecked treasures of Nova Scotia. Shipwrecks and treasure hunters. Some shipwrecks are magnet for treasure hunters, but archaeology and treasure hunting are two very different things. Archaeologists want knowledge, treasure hunters want money. Treasure wreck. Like the design of the info sheet. Basic drawings, painting over there, the description. These are the items that they retrieved from the ocean. Gold beneath the waves. Okay, Britain. Some more artifacts over here of the Fabersham's treasure. Just beside it is the Chamu's treasure. Yeah. Some coins. The blue pirate treasure. Amazing how they recovered these cutlery items from the ocean. Spoon, fork, and plate. More coins. Wow. Looks like a sink over here. Some soap dish over there. complete with soap dishes, holders for drinking glasses, and hooks for hand towels. Washstands like this were standard fittings in cabins of well-appointed steamships in the golden age of steam travel. So this is called a washstand. A handsome, finely decorated English bark, Saladin, was returning from a voyage to Peru under the command of Captain Mackenzie, her abusive and hard-drinking master. This is Saladin. Good homage to her. Cutlery items over there, some silverware, spoons, and also some gaming pieces that were covered from the ocean. Other artifacts. Another spoon. Underwater archaeology. There's also a display of a diver in this section of the museum that shows how they navigate the bottom of the ocean. Okay, so now this pertains to the underwater archaeology at Terrence Bay. So these are the steps, mapping the wreck, removing the sediment, keeping records, recovery, conservation, analysis. I think that's the final step, analysis. There's also a section here for the kiddos again to play with some items. There's also a painting of a simple boardwalk in front of a lake, I assume. Yeah, it's a lake, definitely. Very relaxing painting over there. Okay, now to some another interesting aspect of the museum, the Titanic. That's the Titanic, a model ship. Scale is 1 by 196. 1:196. We already finished the shipwreck treasures. Now we're heading to the Titanic exhibit. I cannot conceive of any disaster happening to this vessel. Modern shipbuilding has gone beyond that. Okay. Ship of steel. Oh, there's an artifact on the ship. Canadian scientists have discovered that the steel used for Titanic contained high levels of sulfur, which made it brittle at cold temperatures. This helped to explain why the impact of the iceberg was so shattering. There's a chair here. Not sure if Rose sat on that chair. Probably not. This was taken on the Titanic. I meant. And this is the description of the chair. This fragment was recovered by Mackay Bennett in April 1912. The wicker canning provided the pattern to reconstruct the canning in the deck chair. Okay. So this is one of the chairs in the deck. Probably a reconstruction. There's also some notes here. Some lost pages from a notebook. More silverwares here. Spoon and forks. Silver plate. First class sauce bowl. Wow. I think that's an ashtray. And some teacups. And there's a small glass over there. Next to it is a telegraph key, typical of those used at wireless stations like Cape Race. Another piece of history here. This is an archway that the first class passengers passed through. Described archway into the lounge, whose Louis Queen's furnishings were copied from the palace of Versailles. A classic illustration, photograph of where the archway was. This piece was located inside the ship Titanic. Some documentaries, a documentary video here of the Titanic. Stairs. I think this is also like shown in the movie. Okay, so there is a deck chair on display here. Yep, people can sit here if they want. It's written here on the signage. Take a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Okay. If you want to experience how it was when people sat on a deck chair in the Titanic, you can. There's also a display item here of the menu that they had back in 1912. Luncheon, filet of glaze, beef steak and kidney pie, roast surrey capon from the grill. And there's a cheese buffet. Oh, for dinner, the second class. There's a tapioca, baked haddock, sharp sauce, curried chicken and rice, spring lamb, mint sauce, roast turkey, cranberry sauce, green peas, boiled rice, cheese, biscuits, and coffee. Ticket prices back then, family, you have got to pay $190. For a single person, it's $63. Second class. Family, this is the first class. I just want to compare the ticket prices. Family, it's $1,197. And for a single person, it's $138. Wow. Even back then, the prices were already expensive. I'm on the final stages here of the Titanic exhibit. It's going to show this cabinet that was recovered as well from the shipwreck. A cabinet from Titanic. Wow. I'm about to exit the Titanic section and just some pop culture items that gives homage to the ship, to the event. Some books, A Night to Remember by Walter Lord, story of the shipwreck of the Titanic. Some postcards. There's also a bottled beer, commemorative ale. So there's a section in the museum that is called Wireless Room. And basically, it is to teach children how to use the Morse code. Okay, so for the last part, before I leave, I just like to feature the souvenir section of the exhibit. There's some hoodies, some sweatshirts. Just gonna check the price, but I'm not gonna purchase. Oh, it's a 44.99 Canadian dollars. Plenty of designs to choose from and colors as well. There's one with this that gives homage to the Titanic, 1912. How much is this? Is this? Not sure. It's probably expensive because it's for the Titanic. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's actually cheaper than the Nova Scotia designed hoodies. It's just $36. And they have a lot of sizes to choose from. They also have some postcards here. Halifax.
Alex,
Some
you
keychains.
apparently missed the whole section upstairs. Go.
So this is where I can buy Nova Scotia keychains for $4. A lot of keychain designs to choose from. There's also this Titanic bag for almost $20. You can get it. Inside the shop, there's also lots of books, some mugs, drinkwares, lots of mugs, definitely. Of books, also some model ships that you can purchase so that you can display it in your homes. Inspired sticker.
Thank you.
There's also some jewelry. They have a rich selection of books here. And items to choose from. Souvenirs, some toys for the kids. A section to feature. Some Titanic shirts. Halifax hoodies and shirts as well. Plenty to choose from. Some caps as well. There are caps. And that's gonna do it for today. Again, if you're into ships, want to know more about the Titanic, this museum is definitely for you. It's worth a visit. Thank you very much for watching, and if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this episode a big thumbs up. I'll see you again the next episode, another time, another place.